Hello and welcome to the 2018 IWLCA Division I Second Team All-America Show. I am Hallie Quillen-Griggs, joined by Megan Clothier, and we are excited to be unveiling that second team. We will be releasing the first team later on, and we have already posted the third team to IWLCA.org and on IL Women. 48 athletes in total earned IWLCA All-American laurels this spring, 16 landing on each team. Without further ado, here is a look at the second team, starting on the attack. 6 attackers landed on the Division I All-American second team. Madison Carter followed up her record-breaking sophomore campaign with another standout season for Penn State. The junior attacker notched 62 goals to lead the team while also leading the team in draw controls with 119. A 3-time All-Big Ten selection, this is Carter's second appearance on the IWLCA All-American second team. She'll head into her senior campaign just 3 points shy of the 200 threshold. Darby Kiernan departs Colorado as the Buffs' all-time leading goal scorer with 287 points, as the senior helped guide her team to back-to-back NCAA appearances in the program's young 5-year history. Kiernan became Colorado's first 100-point scorer with 70 goals and 31 assists this season, which both top CU's single-season charts. She also set a single-season program record with 159 draw controls. Kelsey Murray was named the Pac-12's first ever Attacker of the Year and Scholar Athlete of the Year in 2018 as the Stanford redshirt senior set a school record with 89 points this spring. The IWLCA All-Region honoree set 7 school records in total in her final season en route to guiding the Cardinal to inaugural conference bragging rights in the Pac-12 tournament. The captain is now the program's all-time leading scorer and leader in assists. Lindsey Ronbeck helped lead Florida to a 17-4 mark in 2018 and the team's first NCAA quarterfinal appearance since 2014. The junior paced all Gators in scoring and points with 65 and 81 respectively. A Tewaaraton Top 25 nominee, Ronbeck was a Big East first-team selection and was named the 2018 Big East Tournament's MVP. In 2018, she became the 7th Gator in program history to break 200 career points. Kyla Sears didn't waste any time making her presence known for Princeton in 2018 as the rookie led the Tigers in scoring with 64 goals and assists, dishing out 19 helpers. She led all NCAA freshmen in points per game at the conclusion of the regular season to earn first-team All-Ivy and Ivy All-Tournament honors. Sears was a first-team All-Region selection and a Tewaaraton watchlist addition mid-season. And Caroline Steele rounds out the second-team attack. The Maryland junior is one of the most exciting players to watch in the nation and posted 79 points this spring for the national semifinalist Terps. Her 59 goals ranked second on the Terrapin depth charts, as did her point production. Steele recorded 7 points twice this season against Syracuse and Johns Hopkins and was unanimously selected to the All-Big Ten and All-Big Ten tournament teams. Congratulations to all 6 second-team attackers. Megan, in particular, I love the draw capabilities of Penn State's Madison Carter and Colorado's Darby Kiernan.
Yeah, I think we keep talking about these players being dynamic and not just one-dimensional. I feel like we saw a lot of it this spring, and these two great examples who are getting it done on the attack and in the goal circle. We here at IL have really started to put a lot of emphasis on these draw specialists. I think in addition to the new rules, with there really being this emergence of these draw teams, shot clock, possession becoming more crucial than ever, I think these two played huge roles for their team in gaining that possession. Huge roles, and then offensively, obviously, putting up big numbers, too. Darby Kiernan, one of the really best to ever put on a Colorado jersey, if not the best. I just remember constantly, even as a freshman, she was just such a player to watch. I love her growth over the course of her 4 years and a really storybook season for her and the Colorado Buffaloes in the first ever year of the Pac-12. I love Madison Carter, too. I think that she's a really fun player to watch. I'm excited to see her kind of continue to grow into that leadership position for Penn State. And I also love seeing Kyla Sears on this team. A huge freshman year for her at Princeton. I think in the Ivy League in particular,
oftentimes you don't see a freshman get the accolades that Sears got this year. You know, she's Princeton's lone IWLCA first team all-region selection, an all-Ivy first team or two. I think that really speaks to the depth in the Ivy League. You know, they just have such rich recruiting histories. They bring in a lot of talent, but for a freshman to storm onto the scene the way that she did this year, I'm excited to see the bright future she has ahead of her. All of that said, here is a look at the IWLCA second team midfield. 6 midfielders landed on the Division I All-American second team. Erin Berry was a unanimous first-team All-Ivy selection this spring, leading the Quakers with 51 goals, becoming the third player in Penn program history to surpass 50 goals in a season. Her 64 points were tied on the team for third and number 7 all-time in a season by a Penn player. The sophomore also scooped up 44 ground balls to earn IWLCA All-Region honors and All-American laurels for the first time in her career. Grace Gabriel was named the Big East's Co-Midfielder of the Year in 2018 as the Marquette junior and team captain posted 67 points this spring on a team-high 56 goals in addition to grabbing a team and Big East Conference high 107 draw controls. Additionally, Gabriel grabbed 45 ground balls and caused a team-best 31 turnovers in 2018. Allie Kennedy was named the America East's Midfielder of the Year in 2018, helping lead Stony Brook to the NCAA's only unbeaten regular season and NCAA quarterfinals. The sophomore started all 21 games this spring for the Seawolves, ranking 4th on the team in points with 69 and tops in ground balls with 47. Kennedy earns first-team All-America East L Region and All-America honors for the first time in her career this season. Sheila Nesselbush was a unanimous All-Big Ten selection in 2018, turning in a career year for the Northwestern Wildcats. The redshirt senior set career highs in goals, assists, points, shot percentage, and free position goals while moving into the top 10 in program history in career draw controls. The 2-time team captain departs Evanston, a 2-time IWLCA All-Region honoree. Paige Petty started all 20 games in her rookie debut for Virginia Tech, helping guide the Hokies to their most successful season in program history. Petty led her team in scoring with 65 points, and her 58 goals are third most in a single season in program history. The freshman, who was named an All-ACC first-teamer, won 65 draws this spring in addition to grabbing 29 ground balls and tallying a pair of game-winning goals. Lastly, Taylor Van Thoff was named a Tewarton Top 25 semifinalist in 2018, becoming the first player in Loyola history and third in Patriot League history to win at least 100 draws in multiple seasons. The junior ranked 15th in the NCAA this season with 119 draw controls. She was also second on the team with 49 goals and third with 53 points. A 2-time All-Mid-Atlantic Region selection and All-Patriot League honoree, this is Van Thoff's first All-American honor. 6 attackers landing on this IWLCA second team, 6 midfielders as well, and a really talent-rich group. A lot of underclassmen, 3 in this group. Who's one that really impressed you this spring?
I mean, Allie Kennedy from Stony Brook, particularly late in the season. The Seawolves looking primed to make a run to the championship, being held at their home stadium. Taryn Ohlmiller tears her ACL, huge member of the Seawolves offense, and Allie Kennedy, who had somewhat of a more quiet year, really stepped up big. 5 goals against Boston College, where they ended up losing to by 1 in overtime. Really impressed with her. Obviously, the Seawolves losing a lot of offensive depth next year, and I'm sure Coach Splina will be looking to Kennedy to kind of pick up some of that slack, and she looks ready to do as well.
You know, I think that you said it right there. Taryn Miller going down with an ACL tear was a huge loss for Stony Brook. And you always have that in the back of your mind, well, what if? But it's always really nice as a coach and as a teammate and really, I mean, as a fan, to see who steps up in moments of adversity like that with key injuries and key players going down. For her, Kennedy, this is her classmate, her friend. I think that puts a little bit more pressure and emphasis that she really wants to step up and do all that she can do. It's interesting. Will she transition into more of an offensive role for this team next year? She showed that she's certainly capable of that with her performance at Boston College. I'd like to see her stay in the midfield just because she does so much of that dirty work between the 30s. But all 6 honorees in this group, incredibly deserving. And last but not least, passing the torch over to you. Here is a look at this year's IWLCA second team, defenders and goalie.
Cassie Ekstrom, captain a UConn defense that ranked 11th in Division I with 11.12 caused turnovers. The senior was named the Big East Defensive Player of the Year and landed on the first team after leading the Huskies with a career-high 47 ground balls and 37 caused turnovers. Brooke Gubitosi leaves Stony Brook, a two-time All-American, following up her first-team honor a season ago with an appearance on the second team this spring. The 2018 American East Defensive Player of the Year helped anchor the Seawolves defensive unit, which allowed the nation's lowest goal total per contest, which is 7.09 goals allowed per game. Kara Trombetta anchored a Florida defensive unit that allowed just 9.67 goals per game and caused a program record 43 turnovers in 2018. She now sits at 70 over the course of her 2 years in Gainesville. The sophomore earned all Big East and IWLCA All-Region first-team honors this spring and is just 18 caused turnovers away from breaking Florida's all-time program record. Trombetta also picked up 46 ground balls, ranking second on the Gators depth charts. And in goal, Trombetta's last line of defense, Haley Hicklin, debuts as an IWLCA All-American. Hicklin, a two-time Big East Goalkeeper of the Year and an All-Big East first-teamer, broke Florida's record for single-season saves in 2018 with 178, allowing just 9.67 goals per game. The junior recorded a career-best 16 saves versus North Carolina on March 3rd and was named the National Player of the Week for her performance. An IWLCA All-Region selection, she was a Tewaaraton Top 25 nominee as well.
Congratulations to all All-American honorees. And Megan, sticking with the goalie theme here, how important was Haley Hicklin in Florida's NCAA quarterfinal run?
Oh, man, I mean, I can't say enough about Haley Hicklin performance all year, but particularly in the quarterfinal run, as you mentioned, against now champions James Madison, she was incredible. She made 5 saves before the Dukes were able to put one up on her. Just really crucial for this Gators. I feel like the Gators always get a lot of credit to their offensive side, rightfully so, but man, Haley Hicklin is just incredible and is going to be, I think, have one of the best senior years. Is someone I'm definitely going to be looking out for as she gets into her last campaign. And have to mention on the defensive side as well, Kara Trombetta, just incredible as well. I was looking up her stats, had 46 ground balls and 43 caused turnovers. Had to look at that a couple times to make sure that that was in fact correct. That's just phenomenal. And she is also someone who is only a sophomore, and she is just going to be scary good for this Gators defense.
I do. I really like this Florida defense heading into next year. And you said it. I mean, I like the offense, but I feel like you always like the offense in Gainesville. They bring in so much talent. And they've had some very talented goalkeepers as well. I think Hicklin really pushing. She might be the most talented by the time her career is up down in Gainesville. I love the combination of her and Trombetta. I think Trombetta is just so fierce. I love it. I love a defender that gets out, puts a lot of pressure on the ball, causes turnovers. And you said it. As a sophomore, she really, to me, was the leader, the quarterback, the field general back there. So I'm really excited to see what the Gators have coming back in 2019. And there you have it. Congratulations to all 16 IWLCA Division I second team All-Americans. We'll be back later on with the IWLCA first team. And as I mentioned, that third team is live now. You can check that out at IWLCA.org and on Isle Women. And then we will be back unveiling the IWLCA first ever Division I Player of the Year in addition to those positional players of the year. So we'll see you back here.